Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Cinderella. And this is a new Amazon original film because this is supposed to come out in theaters like back in the spring. And Amazon's like, well, nope, we're going to buy it. And it's ours, and we're putting it out on Labor Day. And you have this new adaptation of Cinderella, which... how many adaptations of Cinderella or direct-to-DVD sequels can you get? But this is from writer-director Kay Cannon, who directed Blockers, wrote many episodes of 30 Rock, and wrote all the Pitch Perfect films. And I'm a huge fan of hers. And she brings a lot of energy and vibrance to this film. Like, it has one of those, like, extra shiny, sheeny kind of really bright kind of cinematography to it where there isn't a whole lot of texture or anything particularly interesting about that. But it has this vibrance, this choreography, and a lot of the dance numbers, and the musical numbers have so much energy and pop to them. And it's a variety of like some songs made specifically for the film that fit into the narrative, and then a jukebox musical where you're having all these popular songs. What a Man was a great one in this film, where you have a bunch of suitors for Prince Robert, and you have a lot of fun ones, and like all the way up until the end, they're really throwing out some bangers, and it's just really vibrant, really pulls you in, and there's a lot of energy and fun around the musical numbers in this film. And from a Cinderella adaptation, they do a lot of new things. Like, this is a very diverse group of characters. We'll get to some of the casting in a minute, but it's very diverse. It kind of flips the script on, like, Cinderella wants to be a dressmaker and wants to be a businesswoman, and so, like, that's her main motivation, not just settling down, getting married, and getting the prince right away, like, and the prince is really trying to fight against the expectations of his very controlling father, Pierce Brosnan, and you have all these different things, and even the relationship with the step family is a lot more genuine and a lot more complex, and not just like they're horrible people. And I appreciated that in the story. There's definitely stretches here that drag a bit. This is an hour and 53-minute film, and my god, when the rats, like when the mice become people, and one of them's James Corden, and they're horrible. Like, the comic relief that they're going for is absolutely terrible. They tried to do a similar joke to Jumanji about what happens when it's like you have a man's body for the first time, and this didn't work. It was really obnoxious. They have horrible comic relief in that section of the film. When they're mice, they're a lot better, and they're a lot more fun, but like that sequence, I wish they really just would have cut all those scenes, because it's also one of the more important pieces. It's the ball, and they keep cutting back to these terrible cutaway gags. But this film, I had so much fun with it, and you have the performances. Camila Cabello, who plays Cinderella, has so much charm and charisma, and she just oozes it, and her singing skills are obviously very strong. And she does a fantastic job. Billy Porter as Fab G in the credits, the fairy godmother, is exactly what I was hoping for, is so extra, and is so wonderful in so many different ways. Idina Menzel is one of the MVPs of this film as a stepmother, and she does a great job, and there's a lot more complexity to this character, and she gets quite a few musical numbers, as she should, because you know it's Idina Menzel. Nicholas Galitzine, who plays Prince Robert, is a solid pair with Cabello, and they have solid chemistry. I think they do a fine job. Pierce Brosnan jokingly sings, but he hams it up in this role, and I think he was perfect casting here. And I'm a huge fan of Pierce Brosnan, so it made me really happy to see him. And then paired up with Minnie Driver, she gets some unexpected moments. You know, there's a lot of subplots in this film, and like, did they really need to focus so much on so many of them? But most of them are really done well, minus the mice, which were awful. But overall, and even like Maddie Baililio and Charlotte Spencer, who play the two stepsisters, they're a lot of fun. They have some great banter in this film. This is funny. It's a fun time. The music is infectious. And it's a interesting take on the story. It does just enough to feel fresh and different, and not just, you're just remaking Cinderella once again and doing the same exact thing. You know, it has the same structure, same basic idea, but it's fresh. It's a little bit more modern, and has a very big mix of different kinds of music. And let's get loud. Perfect way to wrap up this movie. But I would highly recommend this. This is a fun time. Check this out on Amazon when it drops on Labor Day weekend, and have a blast with your family. But those are my thoughts on Cinderella. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.